Welcome to Millsaps Bennett Cooking with CPAs. Oh my Lord in heaven, that's good chicken. That meat is hot as shit. We thought we'd add a little bit of fun to some of these videos that we're doing, and most of y'all know I cooked on the KCBS circuit for about 10 years, traveling around competing in competitions and just having a blast. So we thought, why not show how we cook some of those meats? So today we're starting with chicken. We're gonna do pork belly burnt ends, we're gonna do brisket, we're gonna do ribs, we're gonna do pulled pork, and then we're gonna get into some of the good stuff like elk, lamb, and some of those things that are really, really tough to cook, but really good to eat if you cook them right. Again, today is gonna be chicken. We're gonna show you how we cook competition chicken. You can cook this chicken right in your backyard. Glad you're with us. Hope you enjoy. And that's it.
See you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how we prep our chicken thighs. I like thighs the best, but you can do this with legs. You can do it with breast. Breast is easy to dry out. I don't ever smoke chicken breast unless I've just been requested to do so. My favorite thing to do is thighs. So yeah, I just got a regular 10-pack from Kroger, Heritage Farm chicken thighs. You want to cut this fat right off the edge there. And you just want to make sure you get them squared up a little bit. So see how that's all nice and ready to go. See this piece here, that yellow fat right there? You want to cut that off of there because that does not taste real good. And once again, you want to get the skin evened up as much as possible. See this one, see that short skin, so you want to get as much as possible uniform so they cook about the same. See how I'm scraping that fat off the bottom of that? And then just cut that end off of there. Again, you're going to do that for all 10 pieces. The prep is important because your meat's only going to come out as good as how well you prep it. See how that comes into a nice little lollipop looking, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Ready to go. So we're gonna prep every one of these. And again, all 10 of these, it's gonna take you about 15 to 20 minutes to prep this. And what I do is usually typically prep them the night before. That way I'm ready to go tomorrow if I'm cooking. Because your cook's gonna be, as you'll see, it's gonna be about 2 hours for a full cook on chicken thighs. So there's a thigh. Look how small that is. Look at this big old thigh. Once I get that chicken prepped, I just put it in a Ziploc bag. And again, a lot of people will say you need to brine this. Chicken thighs, I have never really felt like they needed brining because that's a really cheap piece of meat. And you cook it with enough butter still in it, as I'll show you when we cook this. It's going to be just fine, and you'll see how juicy that comes out. So that's it. That's our chicken prep. Okay, so here we are, ready to pan our chicken. We've got to season it first, so I'm going to show you how I do that. It's been in the refrigerator all night, and as I told you yesterday, I do not brine my chicken. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Heath-Rowell's garlic butter. You can use garlic jalapeno if you want. The wife doesn't like it as hot, so I'm using garlic butter. You see I've got my breast all upside down so I can get a layer of this on the meat side. I'm going to put a pretty healthy layer of this garlic butter there. So you can see that. That's a pretty healthy layer of garlic butter on there. And then I use Heath-Rowell's Honey Rub as my other one. Now again, you can use whatever flavor. I found these go really, really good together. And I like the garlic with the honey on chicken, but this makes a really nice piece of chicken. So you can see that. Pat that in, and then you've got a nice layer of that. Now you're gonna wrap the skin. We're gonna put these in the pan. I'll show you how that is in a minute. You get that skin, see how that, look how that lollipop turns into a nice little round thigh. Get that in there. Starting to come together. And I can get 10 pieces of chicken in one half hotel pan. So you'll see in just a minute how that's nice and tight. And there you go. See how that's in there, nice and tight? And then I'm going to, on top of these, put the first layer of the garlic butter. We're going to put a layer of the honey rub. And then we're going to be done. We're going to put the butter in here. So here's what secret sauce in my chicken. Parquet squeeze butter. I'm going to put that in the pan here, one entire jar. All done. All right, so there you have it. So you can see that chicken. That's what she looks like. Now we're gonna put that in the fridge, and I'll be back when we're ready to cook it. Whoever told you that watched meat would not cook's full of shit. I like to watch my meat. Okay, so now our chicken's been on about 2 hours, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna dry it now. So it's cooked in the butter bath for 2 hours, and it's all over 160 degrees. Let's double check. See, that's 178 degrees. That's perfect. I love my thighs at between 170 and 180. So, and that's not gonna cook anymore. We're gonna dry it out, but we're gonna pull this off and we're gonna sit right there. And again, you see I got my insulated gloves on, so, because otherwise that would burn the fire out of my hand. We're gonna just set these there. They've got all this flavor from all that seasoning cooked into it, so I usually don't dust them anymore with any more seasoning. But what I do in order to get a nice crisp skin, I can't believe it's not butter spray. And we just spray, see there, nice little coat on top there. And that's gonna get golden brown when I close this lid for 15 minutes. And again, I'm just looking to crisp that skin up, give a nice good flavor on that before I put the barbecue sauce on it. That's it, close her up. And we're gonna let that cook for about 15 minutes. And then we're gonna put sauce on it, and then we're gonna eat it. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the sauce we're gonna put on our chicken. And you can use any sauce, any flavor you like, but I particularly like, I've got these two barbecue sauces. If you're in Maryville, Tennessee, you can get them at Hula La. They sell them. So they're Finch and Fennel. And I probably mispronounced that, but that's East Tennessee way to say it. So it's Vidalia onion barbecue sauce and stout barbecue sauce. So I mix these 50-50. And one of the things you want to do before you put your sauce on your chicken is you want to warm that sauce up. You don't want to put that cold barbecue sauce on a hot piece of meat. So you just want, it doesn't have to be boiling, doesn't have to be brought to a boil, it just needs to be warm. And so you can either microwave it, you can warm it on the stove top, either way. You know, about 40 seconds in the microwave will warm it up real nice, and then you put it on. Plus it glazes on better, it won't glaze on chunky if it's warm. Okay, so we're ready to sauce some chicken. Look how golden brown that's gotten just from the last one, just from that spray butter. So now, as I said, you want to warm your sauce a little bit. And we're just going to put a nice little
coat of barbecue sauce. I don't want a lot. I don't like a lot of barbecue sauce on my chicken. I want enough to give it a nice little good flavor, but not overpower that meat. Then we're gonna let this caramelize for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll be ready to pull it off and let it cool off, and then we'll be ready to eat it. Plenty for me. And again, you can sauce to your desire, but that's all I like right there, just a little bit, and I'm gonna let that cook and be ready to eat. Look at that. I mean, if that doesn't look good. Oh, and that's juicy too. I can tell by just the feel of it. And you can't smell it on that camera, but that smells good, good, good. All right, we're gonna shut that off. And we're gonna take this inside, and we're gonna be ready to eat. We need to let it sit for a minute or two. And we're gonna get it out right here on this disposable cutting board, and then we'll plate it straight from there. Now, as the cook, one last rule. You have to try the meat first before anybody else does, because that may taste like shit. You don't know yet. So you got to try it. So now before we plated it, nobody's here, everybody's up front having a good time. I'm going to pick a little piece that I can get about it, because again, I'm not going to show that piece to anybody, but I'm going to get this one. That's a nice small piece. And that should bite right through the skin. Look how juicy that is. Oh my Lord in heaven, that's good chicken. There you go, look at that juice. That's how you cook competition grade chicken in your backyard. So now we know it's ready. We're gonna plate this chicken and get it ready for the sides. Look at that. I mean, is that not just gorgeous on Mama's fancy plates? So we've just shown you how we cook. Let me get the barbecue sauce off my lips. How we cook competition chicken. Just like in your business, we can help you to be a world-class professional business with world-class reporting, just like you can be a world-class cook, just like us. So keep your eye out for next time. Next time we're gonna teach you how to cook pork belly burnt ends. Now we're gonna eat some chicken.